So very good afternoon everyone. So this is going to be a general talk. So it's general talk about your 1 month experience. So we started it on November 5th. How many tests you have written so far? 10 tests. So 3 ethics, 2 essay tests, 2 modern history and 1 modern history. Today also there was a test. Acha, acha, today you have. So what about other tests? Art and culture? 2 tests and world history? 2 tests. So how has been your experience so far? Hmm? Yeah, I keep hearing, I am not able to complete the paper. So you cannot, it is impossible to complete the paper, right? Even if I give 2 hours. And how many on an average you are answering right now? 6? 6 out of 10. How many of you are attempting 6 questions? Good. 3 to 4? Yeah, I thought like 3 to 4 is the majority. So if you are attempting already 6 questions in how many hours? 1 hour. So that translates into nearly 18 questions in 3 hours. So if you maintain the energy, if you maintain the motivation, so if you don't get bored in between, so you are already in a position to write 17 to 18 answers. So that we will see when we start full length papers, whether whatever practice you are doing will be translated into writing 18 to 20 answers in 3 hours. So in 1 month, you have seen so much progress. So now my question is, what if these tests were not there? I mean, like if you were not writing these tests, like 10 tests, what would have been your preparation? How it would have been? How differently it would have been? Any feedback? You wouldn't have written any essay. Yeah, maybe you would have tried to write Sunday essay, 1 or 2. Now you have written how many essays? 4 essays. 3 essay paper, but 4 essays you have written. Yeah, very good. Then yeah, you would have spent half the month only on art and culture, or maybe one particular like optional something like that. Okay. Then lack of approach. Okay. Like to the preparation, the discipline wouldn't have been there. Writing answers. Okay. Then what else? How differently it would have been? Like if you are not writing these tests, are you feeling any change in your attitude? Are you getting some confidence? Okay. So what is your focus right now, on quality or quantity? Hmm? Both. See, next another 2 months focus on quality only. So even if you write 3, 4, 5 answers, focus on quality. So you may be getting like 4.5 marks, like for very good answers, maybe 5 marks in GS papers. And essay I have instructed not to give more than like 70 or like 65 marks. Even when you write your very good essay, let it be around 65 to 70 marks. Okay. So uh, if you are scoring above 70, it's well and good. You may be ahead of the competition. Now what you should do is that essay target should be like 75, exceptional cases, and answer 6 marks per question in GS 1 to 3, whatever test you write. So even if you write 4 tests, so try to achieve 6 marks, right? Not getting stuck with 4 to 5 marks trying to answer more than 5 or 6 questions. So that doesn't work. Why? What you need to do, you have to make writing quality answer as part of your routine, right? Even when you write secure answers, even when you write these daily test answers, the moment you take pen and the moment you start writing answer in the booklet, your sole purpose must be to maximize marks for every question. So see, now I am so much busy with evaluating these mains copies, mains answers. So what I see is that everybody is in this race to write 20 answers. So while trying to complete paper, trying to write 20 answers, they are ending up scoring 4.5 marks on an average. So on an average, it should be 5.5 to 6 marks. 6 marks should be the average for all the 20 questions. So now they are getting 4.4 because they haven't practiced it before. They haven't practiced as many tests as you are going to do and as you might have already done. They haven't done most of them. So even when the exam is nearing almost 1 month, so most of them are stuck with marks 90, 95. Okay. So to increase the 20 marks, that will come only with quality content. So the quality content will, you are preparing already. How is your preparation for every test? Because I keep again hearing that syllabus is vast, I am not able to complete topics, and there is so much to study for every test. How are you managing? Hmm? Secure, from Secure you are studying, then? Okay. So you are going with the selective approach. Good. What about others? How many of you are trying to read entire Nitin Singhania before art and culture test? Right? Someone must be doing it. Or art and culture notes. So that approach will not work. You need to be very smart. You need to be very selective here. Read only what is important. For every test, identify the most important topics. This I have already talked about. But I am reminding you because you should be able to balance your time between optional, right, prelim preparation, CSAT, and also core batch. So don't get completely consumed by these GS and essay tests and only do GS, right? The returns are very less. The essay and ethics works out. The more efforts you put, so combined, you can aspire to get around 300 marks in the actual exam, mains exam, both from essay and ethics. So your ambition should be to score 300 marks. But GS 1, 2, 3, it depends on so many factors, right? In addition, the quality is always the number one priority, which decides your outcome, better marks. But in addition to that, when compared with the competition, how well you structure, how well you present GS 1, 2, 3 answers, and how well you integrate with the preliminary preparation. So if you focus only from mains point of view, you might suffer prelims as well, right? So GS 1, 2, 3, you keep average like 300 marks, 300 there, 300 here, where ethics plus essay, and 250 to 300 in your optional. So it comes to 850 to 900. So that is what, like I think people who have scored 850 to 860 are there in top 25 this year with 180 plus marks in interview. Okay. So, right, Chetan? Yeah. So many people, have maximized, like improved their ranks with interview scores. For example, I think Jaydev score is 842 or something, rank 5. So 206 plus 206. So rank 5. So you're getting the crux of the argument. So what I'm trying to say is that if you do not clear prelims, you will not be able to score this 850 marks, right? Once if you get consumed totally by this core batch timetable, if you don't allot time for CSAT and GS preparation, now there is overlapping things between prelims, GS1 and mains topics. Have you observed that? Okay. So there are like nearly 20, 30 or 30, 40 questions, so which are sourced from mains related topics. So the depth in these questions is increasing. Other day I was speaking to rank 107, Shivashish. So unfortunately he didn't clear prelims this year, and that is the way of this exam. So he said what helped him most in prelims was writing these core tests plus writing secure regularly. He was able to get most questions, like he was expecting nearly 130 or 125 in 2019 prelims. So he was very sure of clearing because he said writing secure regularly helped him immensely in the preliminary as well. So the current affairs part in this every GS test, right? Make it a point to write secure answers. If you are not finding time to write full secure answers, what you can do for all 6-7 questions, you can just create the skeleton, right? So at least improve the thinking part. Take a question, break it into parts, subparts, right? For every subpart you create, in a page you can write, and from the article which we have given the link, extract facts and example. Like let it be 10 to 15-minute exercise per question. So that for every issue that we are covering in Secure, you should have a sheet, where you have content, facts and examples, which you can use in the test you are writing as part of the core batch. Okay, so that routinely you try to do. Going ahead, like if you can really write 2 to 3 answers based on memory. So as per we have given the guidelines on the website. So there are 2 ways to make effective use of Secure. One, today you read 2 to 3 questions, the articles given. So next day sit for 20 minutes and answer all 3 questions entirely based on memory. So that is one way, and another way is writing it on weekly basis, Saturday. So today you decide, okay, these 3 questions are 2 questions, I want to prepare the content. So 5 to 6 days you do that. Saturday you sit with all the questions like a test for 2 hours or for 3 hours, depending on the number of questions you choose. If it is 20 questions, for 3 hours you can write, right? 15 questions, maybe 2 hours, write it like a exam. This exam is all about, the maximum amount of practice you do. Now this core batch anyway is already giving you ample opportunity to practice, but don't be satisfied with this, right? Don't be already overburdened with what we are already giving you. So make it, this is like one opportunity and only one chance. So one last final effort where you are going to definitely get a rank. So just now before coming, one guy who was there in the last year core batch, he is not here. So came and showed me essay, like one essay has got 75 and another 69 something. So as part of IWIL he wrote the essay test, the first essay test I think. So because he was expecting to clear prelims, he was expecting 75 in CSAT, unfortunately didn't clear. But he got rank 1 in essay exam among all the IWIL students. So he was in the core batch. Like I was literally surprised because I used to see his essays 1 year ago, they were not that great, like they were 120, 130 level, right? So because of that regular writing practice, he is already so competitive in the very beginning of the IWIL, right? So what he was also doing was, he was writing every Sunday the essays, which we were posting on the website. How many of you are doing that? Nobody? Okay, only one. Why not others? You might have calculated, okay, these many essays I am going to write as part of core batch. How many you are going to write? I think approximately 30 plus essay you will be writing as part of core batch. But why not write Sunday? It hardly takes 1.5 hours. Okay. So my question is like, what stops you from doing that? Priorities. So like you want to complete optional. Looking back, the Sunday which is gone now, what did you do from morning to night? Was there not enough time? Okay. So we have like limited number of students. What you must do is try to be ahead of everyone. Okay. How many of you are doing at least 50 MCQs every day? 1, 2, 3. So three students are doing out of the entire class, like maybe 4. Again, what is stopping you from doing 50 MCQs every day? So art and culture you wrote. So while doing art and culture, you should have solved at least 300, 400 art and culture MCQs from previous year UPSC, previous year insights, or if you wanted to do from vision also, from vision questions also. Okay, wherever it is, if you can get quality questions. So that determination, that inner motivation to always stay ahead is most important in this race. Okay, and I see that, like as I said, the one who puts more practice are the ones who will finish the race with very good ranks. So I think yesterday also I was having conversation, like see, every year I get an example to quote, right? So this year I keep quoting Jaydev example because I have seen the consistency. So he was in OGP, then started writing all the quotes. He never missed a single test, right? In addition to writing core test, he didn't have guidance for law optional, and I think he has written in the article, he has put a chart where he has mentioned he wrote 20 or 30 years law optional question answers, answer to 30 years questions. So he himself prepared questions every week. So he created a question paper and he wrote all the tests consistently and self-evaluated. There was no one to evaluate, right? And meanwhile, he wrote each and every test of the core batch and also the mains test series. Okay. So whenever he was in doubt, like he used to write extra case studies and extra essays also, wherever he wanted to refine. And with the same attitude, I am again seeing some people, this year also. Day before yesterday, I told a girl, like, she in a week she has shown me 4 essays. Because I was not satisfied, I was telling, okay, something is missing. Your essay is at 140 level, somehow we need to push it to 160 level, right? I know that she has the ability. So now to get the 20 extra marks, something is missing. So you write and come again. So without hesitation, without feeling bad, without any tiredness, she wrote it. So even morning I again evaluated one more essay, right? So you have to show the promise. You have to show that kind of attitude, determination, if you really want to make it one attempt journey. So that is what is lacking at the end of the day. You ask yourself, like you can never say that you have given 100%. There is always someone who is giving more than what you are already giving for this exam. So the timetable is to maintain discipline, is to give you roadmap. So beyond timetable, you have to put your efforts. Okay, and it's very easy to clear this exam also nowadays. I say it with all the confidence. So there is a way to clearing this exam. How many of you watched that Mandalorian? Anybody? There is a new series, right? Star Wars. So that guy keeps saying, this is the way. So this is like a slogan in Star Wars movies. You will find, the main characters will have, may the force be with you, something like that. They say like, this is the way. So there is a way, there is a method to clearing this exam. So one that should come from you, right? The expectation is from you. So there is a roadmap what you can do. So that is where we keep pushing you. Like if you keep coming to us regularly, so there cannot be any excuse. What I usually see every day is same faces, same set of faces. So they are like like 8 to 10 individuals who turn up every week. So there may be other people with an excuse saying that I have to wait here. He may is inaccessible. I have never heard them, but that may be the complaint they may be giving to oneself or to each other. Otherwise, the doors are perfectly open. Because of COVID now, doors are not even closed; they are open, right? You can just walk in, barge in, right? With your some people do that. I really love them. So they don't wait outside. Let them कुछ लोग गाली देते हैं ना जो बाहर बैठते हैं. So if you just directly walk into this thing, they don't care about them. So what really matters to them is rank. Let the world talk anything they want. Let people cry, let people scold. But I am so selfish, I want this rank. So that is the attitude you should have to clear this exam. Okay. And you have to structure it in such a way that it shouldn't feel like a burden. So mains people, I am telling the same thing I told you. Essay ethics, you do so much practice, and optional. So be satisfied with 250 to 260. So what people try to do is that they have this notion that if they spend more time on optional, they can score 300 plus. They can score that extra 40-50 marks in optional itself. They try to spend majority of their time trying to practice optional, write more answers, join 2 test series, wait for their feedback, improve their notes, improve their answers at the cost of GS and essay papers. That wrong strategy, structuring very badly whatever you want to do, is very harmful. And the exam has come down to why I said it's easy to clear this exam is that there is a clear expectation from UPSC what they want to see in your answers and essays. and if you meet that expectation, not just in terms of how many points you write, but what kind of points you write, and the understanding is clearly evolving. So as I interact with more people, see more answers, see more marks, it's very clearly evident that if you write this kind of answer with this orientation, you are definitely going to get more marks. So clearing mains for you people, everyone sitting, is a cakewalk. Okay. So now the challenge is prelims. Now don't have that old mindset. I recently messaged in Telegram also. So start from March or January solving all the questions. So that's a clearly wrong strategy. So if you want to score 120, you have to score 120 plus in GS1. So never, whatever be your category, EWS or whatever it is, 120 plus must be the minimum score you need to score in paper 1 in prelims, and 90 plus in paper 2. Right. So have clear strategy. For that, the only way is practice prelims. So if you think that I will take all the marks in the month of March and every day I will do 2 marks, so that will give you practice, but as part of retention you will not be able to retain so much. So that you have to start now. 1 month ago I was telling people to do 50 questions every day. Now I am asking 100 questions every day. So time is running out. You have only how many months? 7 months, right? So to balance optional, so writing and prelims, and God forbid if there is no second wave of COVID and if there is no uncertainty, then things will move even fast. Okay. So you have to be prepared in such a way that there is a guarantee of getting the rank. So we are here to help. After mains also there is a method to training in interview. So so many people whom I guided very closely have got 190 plus, 170 plus, 140 plus in essay. It's nothing. I am not an intelligent or intellectual kind of whatever it is. I understand what UPSC wants, right? The things which you need to write as per the demand of the examination. So what kind of attitude you should have, what kind of quality you should display in your answers. Again, that comes because you keep seeing so many answers. You keep evaluating hundreds of essays and answers. So that is the insights I have got. So that is the name. That is why the name insights. Okay. So any questions you have? What? Still little. So any doubts you have? This is general talk. Let it be very casual, very interactive. If you leave me alone, I'll just keep talking. Hmm. 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 Yeah, right. Hmm. 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 So now what is the logic behind saying 100 questions? So these 100 questions should be aligned with the timetable, not like randomly doing, right? So 25 questions we are giving on the website itself, 20 current affairs static plus 5 CSAT questions. So another 50 to 75 questions perfectly aligned with the timetable you are following. It may be, now we are following the core batch. So next test, if it is modern India, you have to do questions like say 100 questions on modern India. Now what is the logic? As I said, the preparation must be integrated. So when you are solving these 100 questions, you will come across so many obscure facts and examples which you may miss in the textbook or in your notes, right? So if you make mental map of these facts example, or if you can note down and retain, so they will add content to your mains, what you are writing as part of core batch mains questions. So the examples also you will get from this, that is one advantage. So that is a peripheral advantage. The main advantage is that you have to train your mind to face uncertain, unknown, difficult questions again and again. So you have to overcome the fear also, and also you have to cultivate that intelligence, smartness, even when you are looking at something very uncertain question, something called, there is something called intuition, right? So because you read so much, you write so much, when you experience this again and again, solving again and again, it's not like your IIT JEE preparation where there is a method, you have problem, you will solve. So here it is about how you interpret a question, how you eliminate things, right? And there also you will start evolving certain method when you do it again and again repeatedly. So for example, people who are into this exam preparation like 4 to 5 years, those who have done like thousands of questions, they don't need to actually separately prepare for prelims. You might have, like, if you are given prelims, you might have thought like, okay, what is the point of reading? I mean, you might have felt it like 19, after reading so many books, after solving so many papers, still the questions were kind of new. The topic is familiar, but the dimension with which they are asking, you wouldn't have thought about it. So that is the intention. Say modern India on Quit India movement or Mahatma Gandhi, if you solve like 100 questions from 100 different dimensions. Now you are ready to face and find solution to that question. You are better than other people who are not doing that. So now what about finding the time in the actual exam? Anyway you are going to give 2 hours to solve 100 questions, right? That to think very deeply and by doing everything, signing and going, sitting, 2 hours. So here in home it will hardly take 1.5 hours. If you sit with the same seriousness, 1.5 hour to 2 hours, you can actually do 100 questions in a stretch. But you shouldn't do it in a stretch. So try to split it into 4 parts in a day. Okay, so morning 25 questions, afternoon, evening 25, and then night 25 questions. And unless there is extremely important fact or something which you are getting, so don't need to make or analyze these questions. Don't make any notes or deeply analyze. What you need to analyze is weekly test which you are getting as part of the timetable. So after solving the test, spend at least 4 to 5 hours on that test, because that is well researched and we are giving questions based on anticipating the next year trend. So that you have to spend on every question, you have to make notes. So after giving exam for 2 hours, spend 5 to 6 hours, make short notes on every question. Entire day, if you ask me, you have to spend on that prelims paper whenever you give that. Are you giving regularly all the prelims tests? So only one is conducted, okay. For you, we will be giving all the tests, like subject wise, textbook based. So whatever prelim test, we will just give you for practice. So is it clear? See, sometimes we have to pump up and do things. Yeah, study 16 hours, 14 hours. If you want to make it one year, one attempt journey, you spend more time doing things.
Someone says that reading newspaper is good. There's no substitute or alternate to the newspaper. Whether you read any of the these all modules and all this prepared by the teacher, it gives you concise and comprehensive idea. But it is necessary to read the newspapers everything and voting because it takes lots of time. If you do.
What about others? Are you reading newspapers? How many of you are reading newspapers every day? See, you have to read newspapers. Read newspapers only, not with the purpose of examination viewpoint. Personally, I believe read paper to improve your ability, like thinking abilities, analytical abilities, right? Not for getting content or facts or examples. Once you are thorough with the syllabus, once you memorize syllabus, once you read basics, you will know what is important and what is not important. But do read one or two editorials every day just to get perspectives, and just scan through the newspaper like half an hour, 45 minutes, that much only on newspaper. Not, don't try to make notes on every, so that anyway we are giving, right? So for current affairs also there is a way, once in a week you can do, you don't have to do it every day. There was one guy, Kumar Ashirwad, so he got rank 35 in 2015. He has also written article, the same, like I mentioned one example, rank 107. So Kumar Shivashish is brother, younger brother of Kumar Ashirwad, rank 35. So because brother got IAS from this institution, he sent his younger brother. Now he got IPS. So maybe in first attempt. Okay. But that guy from day one to last day he was there with me, for example, like every week meeting, getting feedback. So that much faith he had, and he got rank. So after getting rank, so this year, because there was no time to prepare for prelims, so he didn't clear. So that Kumar Ashirwad, what he did was, he was not reading newspapers at all every day. So he looked at entire current affairs only from exam point of view. So for, if there is a question on like farm bill, for example, if tomorrow in mains there is a question on farm bill, they cannot ask like 4 or 5 questions on it, right? There will be one question or one essay on it. To write one essay, you may need like 15 to 20 points. The same points will help you in writing the answer. So if one article, whether from Insights, Vision or from PIB, if it gives 20 points on the farm bill, he would only extract them, retain it, memorize it, and never look at any other farm bill article at all. Let anyone write about it, even Nobel laureates or whatever. It is not useful. So once you get some points on one topic, just stop there. So you don't have to read repeatedly on the farm bill. How many articles will you read? Every day they write so many things. Okay. So that strategy you should have. So some people can take monthly compilation, 3 days. For example, secure Roma Srivasav, like I interacted with her, like she got IAS this time, rank 59 or 60. Last time she had IPS. So avid follower, secure. So she would never write answers for secure, but 4 to 5 days sit with the secure synopsis, right? Make small notes on every important issue, and then read it, reread it, revise it, and remember everything, and then use it in the test series answers. Don't read newspaper, don't write daily answers. It depends on individual to individual. Okay. So the ideal way is to, what we suggest is to do right answers. So you can customize according to your smartness. What about others? Any doubts?
One or two is coming and asking you, instead of that, some teacher will come and organize things, then it will be.
No, that won't work. So essay and ethics is more about individualistic. So that already videos are there. I have made videos on YouTube. Already the classes are there. For every topic we can come and tell that these are the points you should write. The essay is not about facts and examples. How many facts, examples you write. It's about your own individual style. That is how it works. Like you bring tomorrow essay, I will evaluate day after tomorrow, right? So coming in a class and telling everybody, now Anudip Durushetty wrote some book. Now every essay we see in the economic sphere this, in the political sphere this, and 2 stories in the beginning, contrasting stories, story 1, story 2. Everyone if write similarly, with similar approach, to whom should I give more marks? The danger is they won't even get above average marks. It's like 110 to 120 marks. They think they have written very good content, but because of the very structuring, just because you followed some topper strategy, you are ending up ruining your entire attempt. So it's so easy to score 140 in essay paper. Just bring some originality into it. Originality in terms of your own examples, content. Any other doubts? Anybody who can get us rank 1 here? Oh, excellent. Nice. Why not you? You also. Good. You also raised your hands. Woody, yeah. Good, very good. So you can do it, like there is a method to it. If you want, you can actually get it. Just ensure me that you clear prelims and get 260 in optional. Clear prelims and 260 in optional. Just ensure this. Come to me or any mentor regularly here, once in a week, once in 10 days. We will ensure that you are in top 10 for sure. Rank 1 depends again on your ability to smile on the day of interview. With the people who are interviewing you, hold yourself together and answer them so that whatever you say is music to their ears, right? So that again depends on personality. Improve your personality also from now itself. So don't ignore the personality part. I mean, not ignoring, improving personality is nothing but never thinking negative about anything, not getting involved in negative emotions, right? Not getting agitated, irritated with small things. Somebody like was in the morning was asking, how do you manage so many people with calmness or smile? Like I said, because like he was showing essays, so 3-4 people just walked in. I spoke to them normally and then I started with him. I was scared that this guy was going to scold me, like because other people were interfering, right? So this is my job. So this is my job. This is what I have to do, and this is why you people are coming to me, right? So treat this entire journey as job. You will never be bored. You will never be stressed out. Job in the sense something which is rewarding, right? So I get, like when I go back home, I am so happy that I get a chance to speak to so many people, hear their stories. Girls, boys, everybody come with unique stories. I have tissue papers. So that is especially there are 2 seasons. So immediately after prelims, like 15 days. So one tissue paper, the entire this thing is gone, and then after mains, right? So so these 2 seasons, I come regularly, and I listen to all the stories. They actually enrich. Nowadays, like after involving in this journey like 4-5 years, like 6-7 years, so I make them laugh also. Those who cry, go out laughing. So you can crack a joke, you can make them laugh also, right? So it's very interesting. So you can also do the same thing as an IAS officer. Not make people cry, but make people go out with smile. You have so much power actually as an IAS officer. Unfortunately, like after getting so much involving in this, past 1 or 2 weeks, I am getting a dream that I am clearing this exam again and again. Maybe because evaluating too many essays or something. So I am like I am playing like I am getting rank, and in the interview board I am seeing my faculty members, because you see similar faces, right? So that happened maybe because then I analyzed why I got the dream. So we our team went to meet DP Agarwal, so the former chairman of UPSC. So they narrated what went and I mean what all happened while interacting with him. Maybe that was there in subconscious. So I imagined the 3 guys who went to meet DP Agarwal as members of the panel. So one of them, like my favorite student also, and they making it a very stressful interview for me. So even then somehow I cleared it. So it's very what weird the entire journey is. So dreaming is IAS, like dreaming one dream is to get IAS. So how many of you are dreaming after IAS? Very good. So what do you dream? Hmm?
What all I can do.
Hmm.
Every time we look at any job in garbage, just walking around. If I was an IAS officer, then probably this wouldn't be in
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
feet as small as a pencil that you could give me. But even at that level,
Very good. What about you? Yeah, interesting. Like So what is that vision? What is the dream?
Vision, it's not a single thing. So it should do well in every sphere. It should be not number one, but it should be at par with other hobbies also. It should not have poverty, it should not have hunger, everything.
Okay. So only if everyone was as motivated as you. Yeah. So when I go there, these people come and I hear these stories. So what is happening, with. So other day I went to a marriage. So many assistant commissioners of commercial tax. So around 11 of them. So they were all studying here in the institution through KPSC. They have got through merit, and now they are so desperate to become IAS. Now they have seen so closely from these IAS officers, the one who used to be with them, right? So how they are treated by the government, by the politicians, and that is again one motivation for them to become either IAS or IPS. And you people sitting here have the best opportunity to directly land in IAS and IPS. You have to believe in yourself, right? So if you think that somewhere you lack that personality, you work towards that. Getting those abilities, becoming that personality, cultivating that attitude, so which can get you closer to your dream. So consistency in what you do, never miss a test. So if you haven't studied, come and write the test. Absolutely love it what you do. Create some answers, right? Use all your common sense, whatever existing knowledge, write some answers. Okay, take it as a challenge. But majority think that I haven't prepared, I will not give the test tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Later I will give the test, right? And also we have this tendency to get burdened by what we already have, right? Not being ambitious, going beyond what you already have. Okay. So this point you are getting, right? Like do more, like so increase your chances, increase your opportunities by, I keep using the word, like going far ahead of all your competition in terms of practice. So what else? All of you had lunch? Good. So कुछ जोक बताओ, थोड़ा स्माइल करते हैं. Getting very serious. You feel motivated. So when you feel motivated, you have to be serious. Huh? I actually keep thinking about it. Why? I mean, I don't relate with myself or anything. Why, when provided with opportunities, why people fail to grab them? Why you don't actually succeed here? So what is that? What are the factors, or what is the factor that stops you from succeeding in this exam? I keep asking this question, and it comes down to attitude, different attitudes towards this exam. The way you think, the way you approach, the way you look at the things around you. So it differs from one personality to another person, right? One will blindly trust the process, personality, and they just go to them. Someone will do that in the beginning, and then midway they lose the trust, and then again after failing they come back, right? So somebody will never, they think that they are smarter than anyone. क्या है इसमें, NCERT पढ़ना है, द हिंदू पढ़ना है, इनसाइट्स विजन का करंट अफेयर्स क्विज करना है, तो हो जाएगा. So one thing I will suggest, stop watching all toppers videos, right? So never watch. Once people become toppers, don't believe in them. Okay. It's not that they are dishonest or anything, right? It won't suit to your personality. So don't search for hundreds of videos which will suit to your personality. Okay. So what I tell people is, transform your personality to suit for the demand of the exam. Right? Once you understand the demand of the exam, you transform yourself. Okay. And that again, once you consciously put that effort towards improving your personality, it wonderfully works in the interview stage also. By then your thoughts are mature, the way you look at the whole interview process, you are not scared anymore. Okay. So what else? So my quota is over. 1 hour. Correct. Hmm. That we are doing. We'll do that. So we are planning for you. So how to improve your marks, tips, strategies for improving that. That we are doing. That we will do. So don't worry about that. Yeah, both. Yeah, prelims anyway. Offline this you are doing. Prelims also will do. For core batch, I'll ask them to do it immediately. So it's just like we are saving trees. With the excuse of COVID. Then anything else? Hmm. Hmm. Correct. Hmm. Hmm. सदगुरु जी का वीडियो होगा कुछ ऑन यूट्यूब, राइट? हाँ, वो ढूंढने में, देखने में और अंडरस्टैंड करने में, राइट? सो इट्स अबाउट I don't know, like so you have to immerse yourself, right? It's about prioritizing what you are doing. So for example, when you are watching a show on Netflix, right, what will you do? So it's very rarely that you get deviated unless there is a urgent call from girlfriend, or like you don't get deviated, right? You are completely immersed in it if it is interesting, if it is good one. But in this journey, when you are involved in 2.5 hours, so what you should be doing is that attaching what you are doing with the larger purpose. For example, you are doing 25 questions. You are not doing 25 questions for the sake of just completing them as an exercise, right? So you are doing them with the sense of larger purpose, like one, improve your chances, including personality or skills or whatever it is. And how this small, the episode in your life will have larger impact on the day of the examination and beyond the examination also, right? So that you should be always mindful of the fact whatever you do is, that's why I asked the question, after IAS how many of you are thinking what to do? If IAS is the end goal, you always get frustrated. Whenever you are solving question, whenever you are doing, you always get tired of it. So, but you are thinking something bigger than IAS, right? You will never get tired of what you are doing. So that's what I speak, like whatever I do as in my cabin, like on an average, sometimes 8 to 10 essays I evaluate, and then there are other people with secure answers, ethics case studies, and then many other people with many other things. So I see not, what. So what is the purpose? Like largely it helps me improve as a personality. So if I'm standing here and talking today with you, it's because I speak to so many people every day, right? So that is one way. Another one is, keep telling yourself the cost of, the consequences of not doing it, right? So you will have to do it the same thing again next year, right? So it's better not to do next year than completely focus and do it next year. Slap yourself and just come back and do it. That is one way. But after years of experience, you don't have to do all these things. Your personality becomes like that, right? So that is the ultimate level. Your personality becomes so that you do it naturally. You are reading a magazine, you are completely immersed in it, right? Even in a market or wherever, nothing, you won't be distracted or disturbed by anything, right? So that personality you can achieve only by kind of detaching with all the sound around you. So once you are detached with what people are thinking around you, what are the expectation of other people, so then no thoughts will come when you are doing something. Okay, so that detachment you should have. So then you are not worried. So you are doing 25 questions because you love doing them. You are getting the point. So this last point. So I think that is the answer. Just have sense of detachment, and when it comes to exams and all, prepare for the worst. So I don't know how many of you know me, like I have prepared for the worst for my life. Matlab, so the reason why I stay relaxed, we have so many, nearly more than 100 plus staff we have, evaluators. They come with a complaint, I don't even take it seriously. Complaint in the sense, some problem, or someone might have gone and scolded them, saying that मेरा copy evaluate नहीं हुआ है, so something like that. It's okay, let it be. I will calm little, don't worry. Take one more day, evaluate and give it back. So he is not going anywhere, you are not going anywhere, I am not going anywhere. So the things will naturally fall into place. When you are completely relaxed, when you don't take things into your heart and head, things will flow naturally in your favor. सीखना चाहिए, जैसे सदगुरु बात करते हैं ना, ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए. मे बी आफ्टर 2 years I'll be able to give precise answer. No, again I see this as, see, learning. ऐसे और एक क्वेश्चन पूछो. So okay, wish you all the best. So do well, don't give up. Whatever little motivation you got, clarity you got, so don't leave it and go back. Carry with you. So that's the most important thing. And so I want to see somebody. I tell this in every class. See, somebody get first rank, so that we can open more branches, right? Get more admissions, make more money, give more discounts. Right? The end, 70% of the class is discount here. Right? So I do that as I really have concern for the student. So now, when you put it on YouTube, more online requests will come. So let it be. So all the best. Thank you very much, and take care. Keep visiting. See, there are very good mentors. Manjuna sir, Sudeep, Ashish sir. So they are brilliant. So if I am not there, you can go to them. You can show your essay answers to any of the team we have, right? So don't judge anyone. Don't always think that you are smarter than others. So be as a student, be humble, and put all your ego into somewhere where I cannot see, you cannot see it. Okay. So submit yourself. Try to improve every day. You will definitely succeed. Thank you very much.